Solidarity Singers of the New Jersey State Industrial Union Council. Don't believe that all unions are against proper green development. Most of us are for it. Now this has a chorus you can sing, which goes, we need to build a better future, and we need to start right now. Hope you'll sing that with us. We need to wake up. We need to rise up. We need to open our eyes and do it now, now, now. We need to build a better future, and we need to start right now. We're on a planet that has a problem. We've got to solve it, get involved and do it now, now, now. We need to build a better future, and we need to start right now. Make it greener, make it cleaner, make it last, make it fast. Do it now, now, now. We need to build a better future, and we need to start right now. No point in waiting or hesitating. We must get wise, no more lies. Do it now, now, now. We need to build a better future, and we need to start right now. Thank you. We especially appreciate those who sang with us. We're doing We Don't Want Turnpike Expansion. We wrote this especially to oppose this project. Ready? We don't want turnpike expansion. Too low? All right, wait, we gotta do a different piece. Okay. Here we go. We don't want turnpike expansion. For my friends, it's what we need. All we want is more fast transit, buses and trains, need more clean air. Too many cars are a real problem, but why don't want extra lanes? Get a ride on mass transit, bus and trains, need more clean air. Fossil fuels, these global warming, make it hard, work is to breathe. Stop all this pollution, bus and trains, need more clean air. We don't want turnpike expansion. We don't want extra lanes. All we want is more mass transit, buses and trains, need more clean air. Buses and trains, need more clean air. Okay, we're gonna turn over to Matt Smith. Move on with the rally. We'll be back later.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our rally where we're going to say no to this disastrous turnpike expansion. My name is Matt Smith. I'm the New Jersey Director for Food and Water Watch, and we are proud to be part of the Turnpike Trap Coalition and Empower New Jersey coalitions who are opposing this unneeded, wasteful, and dirty, polluting, disastrous Turnpike Expansion project that would cut right through the heart of Jersey City. I'm just going to warm us up with a quick chant before handing over to our Master of Ceremonies today. And we're going to use this chant in some strategic moments this evening. So it's pretty simple, but I need everyone to participate. And it goes like this. When I say highway, you say no way. Highway, 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 highway. When I say transit, you say fund it. Transit, 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 transit. When I say highway, you say no way. Highway, highway, highway. All right. I'm going to pass this over to Talia Schwarz, the president of Safe Streets, Jersey City.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming out. If everyone who's here to protest can come behind this banner and make yourselves be seen and heard on the news and with all of us here, that would be great. Thank you for coming. Every voice matters. Come on, join us. Thank you. Okay, so briefly before we start, or I'll kick us off. Hey, Mayor, thank you. Council member, Mayor Bella. Okay, hello, I'm Talia Schwarz, president of Safe Streets JC, and I joined this Turnpike Trap Coalition, who's fighting the expansion, about 2 years ago. I'm excited by the many people who have come out on this no longer scorching afternoon to fight this highway boondoggle, and I'm honored to MC tonight and introduce our honorable speakers in a second. If you'll permit, I'll briefly share my story and how I got into this coalition. I have lived in Jersey City for 11 years now. My kids are in 5th grade and 7th grade. And like many kids in Jersey City and in Newark and in the entire county, my son suffers from asthma. When we travel or leave the tri-state area, his symptoms noticeably improve. There's clearly a problem here with our air quality. No claims by the state can change what I've seen with my own 2 eyes or felt in my lungs and his. As a resident of Jersey City, I also saw with my eyes what happened when the Turnpike opened the bridge onto Jersey Ave. Our local streets are now inundated with cut-through traffic, people trying to get to New York City. We are a mid-sized city. We only have 100,000 households, yet somehow we have 1 million cars on our street every day. How can that be? You know, I'm going to try and forget the data. There's a reason why this city opposes the project. Our eyes tell us what we need to know. There's no more room for more cars on Jersey City streets or in the Holland Tunnel or on the Canal Street or any other Hudson County roads. Yet this highway expansion is expecting 30% more cars. Who will pay the price for that? Our kids who have asthma or our kids who can't cross city streets safely because the traffic is dangerous and aggressive? The Turnpike Authority has planned this entire project despite opposition from Jersey City from the beginning, as you will hear from many of our elected officials. But I do have hope and some good news. Our power grows. Today we have a lineup of people willing to speak, and the numbers are growing every day. I'm extremely honored to introduce our first speaker, Councilmember Ridley. This is her ward, and we're happy to have her as our first opening announcer.
Good evening. Good evening. All right, you got to get loud. This is a rally, right? All right. I'm Councilwoman Denise Riley, Councilwoman of the Great Ward of Ward A here in Jersey City. You know, this is an important day. This is an important topic, and I'm glad that we have advocates here in the city that keep us aware. One of the major concerns here with this project, and one of the major issues that I see, is the fact that there has really been a lack of communication I know that I haven't received much communication on this project. I haven't received those plans. And that's a problem, right? Because you want somebody that's coming into your city that's willing to be a partner. And due to this lack of communication, it seems like they're not willing to be a partner with us. And that's not a good taste to leave in our mouths. Do we agree? So with that being said, when I was elected in 2017, I told everybody that I believe in an inclusive form of government, and I've tried to stand on that since being in office. And one of the things that we promote a lot here in Ward A is having community meetings. Ward A is at the bookend of the city, right next to Bayonne. You get off at 14A, you drive 1 block to the right, you're in Ward A. You get off at 14B, 1 block to the left, you're in Ward A. So this is a big project that is major for my residents. And for me not to have any information that I can communicate to you, or for the Turnpike Authority not to communicate anything to you, is a major problem for us. It's a problem for our health. It's a problem for traffic. And I don't have those answers for you. And you're looking for the answers from me as your elected representative. So, I have reached out to the Turnpike Authority. I have asked them to do a better job on that communication, and I'm going to stay on top of that. We know we have this meeting today, but we need a lot more meetings. We need to know what's going on in our own communities. So I want to definitely give kudos to everyone who's formed this rally. I know there was a rally in Bayonne, and I know the fight doesn't stop. So I need you to realize that the power lies with the people. And you being here today and making noise is showing people that you will not be silenced and you will be aware of what's going on in your community. So I'm going to say continue to stand, and I'll continue to stand with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Councilmember. Definitely the lack of information has been a huge problem. We've had to dig up this information, and we've had to dig up this information and hunt for it and get the word out when it's not our job. I want to introduce someone who's been aware of this project and opposed to this project from the very beginning. I'd like to bring on stage Mayor Fulop.
Thank you, Talia. First, I want to say thank you to Talia and all the advocates that have been involved since the beginning. And I want to take a moment to say thank you to the press that's here today. It's good to see such a meaningful turnout to better understand why we feel so strongly that this is ill-advised for Jersey City. I'm going to start by saying that this is one of the largest infrastructure projects that the state is funding. To put that in perspective to people that are seeing this on TV, you're talking about $10 billion. And what you can do with $10 billion is solve a lot of the other transportation issues, and I'll talk to that for a second, throughout New Jersey. From the beginning, as Talia said, we have been opposed to this. We've been opposed to this because it doesn't make sense if you are a reasonable person on why the city is putting that $10 billion to work. It started as a narrative around, well, we need to service the trucks that are coming to 14A in Bayonne. And then we said, okay, well, why is it going all the way to the Holland Tunnel entrance if the goal is 14A? And they said, well, we're doing it because we need to alleviate traffic into the Holland Tunnel. And then we said, well, the Holland Tunnel is staying the same width. The bottleneck will still exist. How is that going to solve that? And then the most recent one is, well, Jersey City is growing and we need to service Jersey City a little bit better. And we've said every step of the way that what they've proposed doesn't make sense to a rational person. We all understand here that New Jersey is a very congested state. There's only so many more cars and roads that you can build. $10 billion can go to solve every mass transit issue facing New Jersey. There is no secret that New Jersey Transit is in disarray. There's no secret that our buses are antiquated and unreliable. There is no secret that the Bergen portion of the Hudson-Bergen light rail does not exist. And all of these could be solved with a fraction of that $10 billion. There isn't a person here, I want everybody to understand, that is opposed to safety. When the state says, well, we got to do safety improvements, we all agree safety is a priority. It is the added beyond the safety that we are expressing our displeasure with. The final thing I would say is what Denise said earlier. 1 month ago, you had a congressional delegation and you had the governor leading a charge against congestion pricing. And the number one issue that they cited in a lawsuit against New York was air pollution, increased traffic, and the impact it would have on the communities. And it begs the question that when you have roads and more cars projected to come through urban areas, diverse communities like Jersey City, why does the same standard not apply, right? And so we will have a chorus of speakers here. It's not every day that you have representatives from almost every ward in Jersey City saying in unison that this is something that we do not want. So today, our voice is loud and clear. We will go inside afterwards and express that loudly to the boards that are there to listen. And I hope the governor listens to us, because there's better use for that $10 billion. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Next, we're going to introduce Councilmember Gilmore from Ward F, who also joined us in Bayonne. Thank you for being a steadfast supporter and speaking out.
Thank you again, everyone. Thank you for coming out. Thank you to the dedicated soldiers on the forefront that have been fighting this fight to preserve our health. We're just asking to live long and healthy lives. It's not a hard ask. I'll be very brief, as most of the people who came and spoke before me listed the reasons why we oppose this expansion. And I will even take it further than what the mayor said. We can address infrastructure. We can also have some money left over to address some dire needs for our community as well. I think it's very disingenuous on the part of the board to have this plan that's going to spend billions of dollars of taxpayers' money and say in the light that you're advocating for the safety of the taxpayers and not consult those same people who you are trying to help. That is very disingenuous. So, we oppose this plan. We know that things need to be done, things need to be addressed. Safety is priority. We're just saying, giving us a seat at the table, having us consult with the board to let them know what are our concerns, what are the concerns of the residents in Jersey City and the residents in the surrounding area that this is going to affect. I know I love my children. I love every children. Right now, if you ask me, there's too much traffic going on here in this corridor in Jersey City. So, I'm no mathematician, but I'm no dummy neither. I know that it's going to take 8 lanes longer to get through 2 lanes than it takes 4 lanes. That's just what simple math tells me. So we don't buy the notion of you getting people quicker from point A to point B. And again, thank everyone for coming out. And we're standing in unison. Very seldomly you see all of us standing in unison, but this is one of those issues that we found it in our hearts to stand together. And also, Councilwoman Mayor Prince Erie, who's my counterpart across the street, across the boulevard. She couldn't be here, but she sent her support as well. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. I'd like to introduce Senator Raj Mukherjee, who represents a large group of us from Jersey City at the state. We're honored to have him. He has spoken out against this before, and we're glad you could come out tonight.
Thank you. You know, research matters, empirical evidence matters, and studies show from throughout the world that expansion of roadways and highways do not help alleviate congestion. They're helping address and they're enabling the demand for vehicle use, for increased vehicle use, and that means you're contributing to congestion, particularly when we're not doing anything to alleviate the bottleneck at the Holland Tunnel, where these cars are going to end up. It's common sense. The communities that are going to be burdened by the worsened air quality and the increased emissions and the increased healthcare costs that will result from the proposed $11 billion highway widening are the same communities who reject the proposal. We don't want it because we will suffer the most from it. And the money could be used to permanently codify recurring revenue sources for New Jersey Transit. I'm grateful for what was done in this budget with regard to the CBT, but that's going to sunset in 5 years. We need to be thinking longer term. It's not as hot today as it has been, but are we just going to continue to contribute to letting the world burn? This project does nothing. In 2024, this project does nothing to help us meet the 2-degree, let alone the 1.5 degrees Celsius goals of the Paris Accord. So we're going to continue to oppose this, and thank you for standing with us in doing that. Just because you don't take an interest in politics doesn't mean politics won't take an interest in you. So thank you all for your continued advocacy.
Thank you, State Senator. The next person I'm going to introduce is also a council member from downtown, and just briefly I want to say a thank you to this council person who 2 years ago already was helping us collect petitions against this Turnpike expansion at various events and has put his staff against this work. Thank you so much, Councilman Solomon. We'd like to hear from you.
Thank you, everybody. I'm going to ask a few questions, and if you all can do me the favor of answering them. So, first question is, will this project make traffic on our local streets better or worse? Worse! Okay. Will this project make climate change better or worse? Worse! All righty. Will this project improve rates of asthma? Sorry, will this project make asthma better or worse? Worse! And we get all of this for the low, low price of $11 billion, right? As the mayor said, as my colleague said, as the senator said, what this project is doing is spending $11 billion of taxpayer money, not on mass transit, which would provide incredible union jobs. We're spending it on a turnpike expansion that no one in Jersey City is asking for. They're saying they're doing it because we're asking for it, and we are all standing here, whether we are born and raised in the city, whether we are transplant, whether we're in Greenville or downtown or the Heights, all of us are saying the same thing. We do not want it, all right? And we're even being generous and saying, hey, that $11 billion, it can be spent on mass transit, not just here, but across the state, because that helps all of us, right? The way we deal with congestion is to get folks off the road, get them on trains, right? Get them on buses so that our roads are safer and less congested. So I make the commitment today, as I did 2 years ago, that I will be with you every step of the way until we get the governor and the state to change course and to do right by Jersey City, do right by Hudson County, do right by the state of New Jersey by canceling the $11 billion expansion. Thank you, Talia.
Thank you, council member. Okay, great. We do have a few more elected officials who are going to be speaking. And before that, quickly, next in the lineup we have a very important ally who came here from Newark to speak from the Ironbound Community Corporation. They've been supporting us in this fight from the beginning. They've been standing with Jersey City, and we want to make sure that they can share their support. I want to introduce Chloe Desir. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for coming all this way.
Well, I'm gonna start us off with a chant. What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? I love it, yes. My name is Chloe Desir, and I'm an environmental justice organizer with the Ironbound Community Corporation in Newark. I also want to shout out the green shirts that Matt's wearing right now from our march in April. We had a march for clean air. Yes. Me personally, I'm actually from Elizabeth, New Jersey, which is another environmental justice community that has dealt with being a dumping ground for industry and expansion projects that impact our most vulnerable communities. When I think about environmental justice and expansion, I actually don't think about expansion at all. Are we expanding the betterment of our lungs for our community? For our bikers, for our children, pedestrians that walk around here on a day-to-day basis? For the sake of convenience, our communities have been victims of highway robbery. This turnpike expansion is actually just expansion of a consumption for the few. Meanwhile, our lungs have been becoming the sacrifice for that consumption. In the Ironbound, a name coined by literally being bound by iron modes of transportation, we have been a target for dirty, polluting facilities as well. We are in the midst of a fight against a fourth fossil power plant in Newark as well. We're only a 4 square mile community, and that would mean four fossil fuel power plants for every mile of our neighborhood. Plus, while Newark is our most populated city in New Jersey, we also have the highest statistics of asthma, not only in the state, but in the country. So that's why I'm glad that our own mayor of Newark has even spoken against this Turnpike expansion. When I hear expansion, we should be thinking about community involvement, not predatory ways to go into the community. It's time to reconsider what intentional development is. Intentional development is improving the roads and public transportation systems to lessen the stressors of our bridges in disrepair, but also our air quality from the diesel-emitting trucks passing through our communities with greenhouse gas emissions as well. Adding more bike lanes in our neighborhoods to continue encouraging accessible and walkable communities, and most importantly, we're asking for environmental justice, which means we are asking for the right to live, work, and play, and most importantly, breathe in clean air. Thank you.
Thank you, Talia. Next, I want to introduce my county commissioner, one of the only county commissioners in Hudson County who has come out vocally against this highway expansion and has agreed to sponsor a countywide resolution against this expansion. I'm very honored to introduce Commissioner O'Day.
Thank you. Good evening. I'm here once again to support our efforts to stop this. Investment in mass transit improvements in our light rail and even our ferry systems is the way to go. We need to take vehicles off the road, not make it easy to put vehicles on the road. And you know, when people say that there's not significant environmental impacts besides the impact on obviously pollution that's created, please come down to Mary Benson Field and stand on Mary Benson Field and then look where the turnpike is and then look behind you where there are homes and tell me how anyone in their right mind can say you're going to be able to do a turnpike expansion there. You could take a baseball from the pitcher's mound and probably, if you got a good enough arm, throw it onto the turnpike. So what happens when you expand that? Do they move the fences in? I don't know. So when I hear the argument that there's no impact neighborhood by neighborhood with what they're proposing to do, it just makes no sense. So let's invest in mass transit and let's figure out a way to stop this.
Thank you, Commissioner. Okay, and last and not least of our elected officials, he did get to speak first at our Bayonne rally. Thank you for coming out twice, Mayor Bawa from Hoboken.
Thank you. And listen, we're not here to talk about on July 1st, fare hikes went up 15% under New Jersey Transit and 30% over 6 years. Think about that, 30% over 6 years. Yet, most of the people in New Jersey rely upon mass transit, not cars, to get into New York City. So what in the world are we even doing here? If so many people rely on mass transit to get into the city, talking about an almost $11 billion turnpike extension that's for cars, not for people. That's not right, first of all. Second of all, we all know, and it's been said, the more lanes you have, it's called induced demand, the more traffic. The more traffic, the more congestion, the more congestion, the more pollution, the more pollution, the more harmful effects on black and brown environmental justice communities in Newark, Jersey City, and Bayonne. This is a simple issue of common sense and correcting basic injustices. The U.S. Coast Guard Commission needs to not just accept the environmental assessment of the New Jersey Turnpike Authority. They need to look at the entire 8 miles and insist on an environmental impact statement. That is standard operating procedure. That is what the Coast Guard always demands. Why are they accepting simply an environmental assessment? That's not enough for this project. We wouldn't be here if it was enough. And where are all the candidates who are running for governor? I challenge every member of this press, anyone who's running for governor in the state of New Jersey, get your ass on this issue and tell us what you think about it. Same with the people who are running for state office. This is a state issue. We got to count on our state legislators. Thankfully, we've got the senator here and Mayor Fulop, but we don't have anybody at the legislature or who's running for office next year telling us what they think. So that's on you, ladies and gentlemen of the media. Hold your elected leaders to account. And make sure you get their positions on the record. Last but not least, I think Commissioner O'Day said something very important. He was talking about the lanes being widened so much that you could throw a baseball onto the New Jersey Turnpike. Well, guess what? Over 100 parcels of land in the Turnpike's own study are projected to be condemned by eminent domain. Are those going to be residential homes? Are they going to be parks? Are they going to be playgrounds? Are they going to be schools? We don't know because there's no transparency. Can somebody find out the answer to that question? That's my other challenge to the press. We're talking about possible condemnation of minority communities' homes and public amenities. These are important consequential issues that we should be looking into. This is common sense. And last but not least, the people in that room should know that we're not going anywhere. Thank you.
We're definitely not going anywhere. I'd like to introduce another guest who has come from Newark, Dr. Khil Sab. He's a pulmonologist, a pediatric pulmonologist. I've had experience personally with pediatric pulmonologists due to my son's asthma, and I say that we should listen to this guy.
Hi everybody, thank you so much for coming. You might notice my comfortable flip-flops. I just have to be, it's hot out here, guys. I feel like everyone knows that, and the world agrees, that air quality is very important for all people, not just people who have lung disease or heart disease. When the wildfires came down from Canada or from California, we all felt it because of the concentration of smoke, because of how long that lasted. If you have a lung disease, a smaller amount of concentration makes you feel terrible. A shorter duration of exposure makes you feel terrible. In addition to wildfire, we're talking about combustion, and that means traffic-related air pollution. It means brake dust and emissions. These things are what are going to increase the amount of airway inflammation in all people, not only those who have a lung disease. The way that the highway expansion is currently framed, it will go into low-income neighborhoods, but will also affect higher-income neighborhoods. This is not a rich or poor problem. This is not a black, brown, white, purple, orange problem. This is an everybody problem. Because of the way that the earth works, when traffic and pollution occurs in one location, the wind will bring it someplace else. We're talking about adjacent areas. Even areas as far north as Bergen County will be affected by plans where increasing pollution is increased, right? We are also facilitating more warehouses in our state by telling them, hey, we can handle more trucks. And that means that we'll reduce the biodiversity of places that are needed to help withstand storm surges, places that are needed to help resist heat island effects, where we are already feeling the heat, right? More concrete doesn't make things better. We need shade structures like this. We need trees. We need to make sure that we protect our children's health now and in the future. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Dr. Khil Sab. That was great. And late breaking news, we have Council President Waterman has managed to join us today, here to speak. I'd like to introduce her to talk about the Turnpike Expansion.
Good evening. It's so important that we all show up here today is because it's a health issue. you know, as I go around the city, and I did a workshop with X from Clean Waters, and we found out how polluted our air really is. And in this area alone, it's really bad. And so often, government don't think about the people that live there. They just think about the roads being wide and not caring about the health. So I'm here to say we are going to fight to the end to make sure this does not happen. Our children deserve better. And if we don't start speaking up for those who really cannot speak up, we're going to lose the next generation. So like I said, we're here to fight to the end. We're against this expansion. We realize that asthma is high in this area. I work down this area. I see the problems. And they tell me more and more that they are finding children going to the ER with asthma attacks, with respiratory issues. And not only that, what is really alarming to me is now a lot of our children is being diagnosed as having autism. And all of this is an effect because of our air quality. And so now we must band together and let the Turnpike people know that we will not allow this expansion to come through our cities. These are the most burdened areas. Always low-income areas are always the overburdened area. And so I'm glad to see everyone out here. United we stand, divided we fall. So let's stand together. God bless you.
Thank you so much. Okay, and I would like to now introduce climate activist, formerly from Hudson County, now in Essex County, Steph Martinez. Are you here to speak up?
Peace, my name is Stephanie Martinez, Shide, and I am a I come with Hudson County roots. I am part of Hudson County Complete Streets, and I went to study at St. Peter's University down the block. I am from here. And what I've been hearing lately, it is hot. That is what I've been hearing. Hottest summer on the record. Every year is what I'm hearing. The NJ Turnpike Authority should hold these disinformation sessions in the parking lot to really feel what these people are gonna face every single day on hot summer days like these, known as urban heat island effects, like the doctor mentioned. This Turnpike expansion is a no way for me. When I say highway expansion, you say no way. Highway expansion? No way! This is an environmental injustice where we get faster push for a highway expansion than improving our public transportation system. Go indeed, to get our buses to run on time so that working class people like my mom, who works 40 hours a week in a factory in Newark, can get to her doctor's appointment on time after work. I mention her because when I had to be there at those doctor's appointments and they're diagnosing her with a new disease, a new illness, I can't help but think about the people like in Newark living near this horrible project. I'm tired of hearing people having to share their struggles, someone that they love or someone that they know that they have adverse health effects such as cancer, respiratory illnesses, asthma, all these health effects from fossil fuel projects like this Turnpike expansion. The Turnpike Authority thinks this is an easy win. We're placing a highway expansion where Black people, Hispanic, Latina people, people of color, they think our communities will just sit back and do nothing. They think that we're less educated, that we're overworked to give a damn about where our tax dollars goes. But newsflash, we live in a time where we are understanding the interconnectedness of environmental justice and social justice. When we connect the equitable transportation is where people don't rely on cars. It interconnects with mental health, not having to wake up with 5 hours of sleep to beat traffic. When we fund sustainable modes of transportation, we fund the local economy, going beyond where working class people get to work on time. They get there, most importantly, safe. I'm here to say no more. We're not blind to where our tax money goes. No more taking tax dollars to support this $10.7 billion Turnpike expansion that will drive us away from our climate goals on reducing emissions. And we are collectively allowing the government to take a portion of our 40-hour paycheck. I want it to be put in our local community you.
Wow. Okay, we have, I want to introduce a speaker who has been leading our coalition, this Turnpike Trap Coalition, John Richman, who is on the steering committee of Empower New Jersey and has been kind of our fearless leader, fighting on the forefront of this fight from the very beginning. He's going to tell us a little bit about what's happening next, and I know we have some jump ropers that are going to be coming after him, and some solidarity singers too, so hold tight.
Thanks, Talia, but you didn't tell me I was coming after Stephanie. Now I mean, come on, you put me in an impossible situation. So as Talia mentioned, I'm going to talk a little bit about what's going on across the street. I'm going to follow up a little bit about what Councilwoman Ridley and Mayor Fulop said with respect to public engagement. But before we do that, I want to thank, and we all need to thank, the dedicated activists who've put this together and who have been working day and night on stopping this horrific crime. And I'm talking about Emmanuel Morgan, where is she? I'm talking about from Hudson County to Leach Street. I'm talking about Talia Schwarz. I'm talking about Jimmy Lee. I'm talking about Tony from Bike JC. Now, these are incredible people, and you know, Empower works with a lot of local groups in terms of fighting fossil fuel projects around the state. But no one matches the group here in terms of dedication, energy, and intelligence. So again, one more hand for them. So let's talk a little bit about what's going on across the street. One of the so many problems with what the Turnpike Authority is doing here is the total lack of public engagement and input. So there were 2 prior so-called information sessions in Bayonne, one in Newark, and at no time did the Turnpike Authority allow any public questions or any public comments. Disinformation. They were dog and pony shows. Now, when I know Jersey City was working to try to set up a venue for this event, they insisted that the public have a right to speak. The public have a right to ask questions. The public have a right to give comments. But I think what we've now learned is that the Turnpike Authority is reneging on that. Now, if we had the ability to ask questions, there'd be tons, tens, hundreds of them. We would be asking them why, for example, everywhere in the country, highways, when they're expanded, fill to capacity. So there's twice as much traffic. Why won't this happen here?
That's right. That's
Okay.
a good question.
All right.
Good question.
We'll ask them why, when their own studies say that there's going to be a 38% increase in port traffic, why is that not going to dirty our hair? Why is that going to raise asthma rates? Why is that going to make our whole area much less livable? We would ask them why, when they're supposedly doing an environmental justice analysis, they don't look at the more than 70% of communities that align the Turnpike and that are environmental justice communities.
Shame.
There's so many others. So this is what we propose when we go over there. We want anyone who can stay. We hope you can stay. We're going to go in together, try to sit together. At the beginning of the event, Doug, can you raise your hand? And Matt, I think people know. When they stand up, we all need to stand up with them. And we want to ask these questions. Why aren't you allowing public comments? Why aren't you allowing public input? Why aren't you allowing public questions? And if, as we anticipate, they're not going to allow that input, we are not going to stand still for yet another dog and pony show, another disinformation session.
So we'll ask people to stand up and walk out. So please, if you can, stay around and send one more loud message to the Turnpike Authority that all of this, the project and the way they've treated communities and people is totally unacceptable. Thanks.
I just got a question from someone. I think you got everyone thinking about the questions, John. Everyone think about what you need to ask in there. Okay, I'm excited to finally introduce some people, very special people that have been waiting a while to get their turn. We have some jumpers. Are you ready to jump? Okay, we have a performance. Do you all want to introduce yourselves and tell us who you are? Okay, we're so honored to have you.
Hi, everybody. So my name is Kim. I'm here. I'm from Jersey City as well, and I oppose this. I oppose it. I just think that our health and safety comes first. The safety of our children and community comes first. I lost a son to a hit and run, so I just believe that our safety is before convenience, is before profit. And I oppose this. I'm against it. I feel that as a mom, when you let your kids go out, you shouldn't have to worry about. You shouldn't have to worry about traffic safety. The kids should be able to go outside. The youth should be able to go outside and ride bikes. They should be able to walk and they should be able to play with no problem. We are way more important than convenience and profit. So that's what I believe. But, okay, I have some unfortunate news. Our ropes is inside of the Badun Center. Oh, okay. And the room that it's in, I don't think we can get them, unfortunately. So I'm gonna try again. I'm gonna try and see if we can get it. If so, we're absolutely gonna do that performance.
That's okay. We have a backup performance in the meanwhile. Yeah, okay. So everyone, don't hold your breath, or hold your breath. It'll come soon, hopefully. In the meanwhile, we have our Solidarity singers have prepared 2 more songs for us, and hopefully they can join us here on stage to sing against the Turnpike Expansion.
Right, that's what we do.
And then after that, in the jump roping, we're going to head into the info session together. And again, remember that chant from the beginning. When I say highway, you say highway, highway. That's going to be the cue. When they tell us they're not going to answer our questions or allow us to make comments on the record, that's when you know it's time to head out.
This song is called We Say No to Turnpike Expansion. And that's your line. You say, we say no. Like we'll go, we say no. We say no. We say no. We say no. Turnpike Expansion's got to go. Got to go. We say no. We say no. We say no. We say no. Turnpike Expansion's got to go. You heard it. You can sing with us. All of it. We say no. We say no. We say no. We say no. Turnpike Expansion's got to go. Got to go. We say no. We say no. We say no. We say no. Turnpike Expansion's got to go.
one I think you catch on easily was we sing the same line 3 times in each verse. It's called Soon and Very Soon, We Are Going to Change the World.
Thank you to the Solidarity Singers. You've come out on several occasions supporting this, and we are very grateful that you're part of our fight. We have news that our jumpers could not find their jump ropes, unfortunately, but we're very glad that they were able to come and attend the rally. So we are concluding the speaking session. Thank you everyone for showing up and protesting. Thank you all, the elected officials and the Jersey City residents and the people who traveled from far. We are so grateful that we're in this together. We are going to head over now to the session and get your questions in your head. Thank you.